Hello folks, and welcome back for another video. We are hauling more logs. Seems like that's all we do is haul logs lately. They're coming off the homestead. In the last video you've seen the trailer loaded. We are now ready to get them to their final destination where they're going to be turned into lumber. So Scotch pine. I've never really dealt with Scotch pine too much before, and I haven't hauled it. It's heavy. Scotch pine's really heavy. Like those loads that I hauled to the mill in the video, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, nowhere near as heavy as what this is. This stuff is heavy. So the truck feels heavy, or the load feels heavy, and picking this stuff up by hand, you know, some of the limbs and the smaller pieces, it is heavy. But we've got her stacked nice and tight in there. Some nice looking logs. It's kind of late in the day. Definitely later getting started than what I wanted, but the guy that I'm hauling them to, he was working today and he wasn't able to get home until now, and it's like 1:45, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm really hoping to get all the logs hauled off of there today. So we will see, because it's definitely going to be probably another 2 to 3 loads, I'd say so, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're going to give it a go. We've got Tony with me because she deals with the heat a little better than what Wendell does, and she'll actually get out when I'm at the property and roam around, and Wendell will just want to stay in the truck in the air condition. But Tony, she'll find some shade and she'll lay in some shade. But let's hit the road. Let's test this thing out. We're hitting a big, steep, long hill here coming up. 9th gear. It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. Hauling my excavator, 8th gear is sweet. 8th gear pulls up these hills no problem. This load back there is probably getting pretty close to the weight of the excavator load. Here we're dying. It's gonna drop to 7th. Bang. 7th is 1-to-1, and away she goes. 8th gear will pull this no problem. If I drop it to 8th, which is what I do when I'm just driving and not recording, drop it to 8th and she pulls up the hill. But the shifts are just so smooth. But let's, you know, that load back there, the trailer itself is, you know, just over 4,000 pounds, and that load of wood has got to be at least 8. I can tell just from experience and how things feel. I think it's getting close to 10, to be honest. I think we're somewhere between 12 and 14,000 pounds back there. I think we're somewhere in the middle. I don't think we're at 14,000 pounds. I think we're more than 12. It feels like more than 12. I'd say we're somewhere in the middle, somewhere 13 something, I'd say. So it's a pretty decent load. And I mean, the truck, well guys, you know, this thing will pull whatever you put behind it. The 37s on it doesn't affect it at all. Well, I'm not going to say at all, because if it had factory wheels on it, probably 9th gear would pull that hill. I really do think that 9th gear would pull that hill. With the 37s, it just does lose that little bit of power, and it needs 8th. But we're getting close to our exit. We're actually driving right past my parents' house and where I grew up again. We're not going to the same mill I went to before. We're going to a different mill. And then I'm heading back over to the homestead and load another load on. And like I said, hopefully get those all done today. It could be a late day when it's all said and done. But that's the game plan as of now. As long as the buddy's willing to stick around, and so I can keep just trucking loads back and forth, then that's what we're going for. That's the end goal. Get all the logs off the homestead and in his yard. Alrighty, so here we are. We have some logs. Man, it looks so much better now that it's mowed. Yeah, so we got these logs here. That was off this row. We're leaving these for now until I snip away from the power line up there and safely bring it down. We're gonna leave these, I think, as far as I know. So we got these to clean up, and then we're gonna head down over the hill and clean up the rest in the driveway. I don't think I'm gonna get everything on one load. I think it's definitely gonna take at least 2 more loads. but I won't know until I start stacking these. Some of these are too small. Like, he doesn't want anything that's anything under like 8 inches, because he wants to do 8-inch boards. So like there, you know, that would be a 6-inch board. So he doesn't want those. He only wants 8 inches. So that's what I'll give him. So some of these will be too small. So I'll have to sell them just as logs to, I don't know, somebody else. Anyway, let's get loaded up, get this load done, and then come back, grab another one. Bang! Just like that, we are loaded. Putting some more air in the bags. But yeah, we got a load on her. Get through the woods here. She's stacked. She is stacked. I say this load is probably going to be heavier than the last load, to be honest. But I'm going to throw my tarp up over top, hit the road, and yeah, I'll let you guys know if this is heavier, if I think, than the first load. Whoo! It's hot every day. I just can't get over how much better this looks now that it's mowed. It honestly makes it even feel bigger. It's just so much nicer just to be able to walk around, not be up in the tall grass. Alright, so it's definitely at least as heavy as the last one. Potentially maybe even a little bit heavier. But like, hauling logs is like the most comfortable towing that you'll ever do, because you're able to space the load out so well. Especially, you know, these ones are like 8.5 feet, so I have them like right over the axles, so there's room in the front where there's air, there's room in the back where there's air. And I mean, it just feels like so good. There's probably, like I said, there's probably 14,000 pounds back there, and it just feels amazing. There's absolutely no sway whatsoever. The airbags have my rear end right back up to where they should be, and I'm just cruising down the highway doing 70 miles per hour in 9th gear at 1500 RPM. Like, no stress, no issues. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. So, go get this load offloaded, and I'm hoping that I can haul another load today. Depends on how late this guy's willing to, you know, let me bring him logs, but I would like to get another load hauled out today. So we'll see if he is gonna be around and let me to do that. If he is, then we turn right back around and go get another load. So like I've said in previous videos, this is my hometown here, and so it's always nice to come out and you know, see some local people. And actually, the guy that's taken these logs, I haven't seen him for probably 15 years. Today's the first time I've even seen him. And I mean, I'm out here quite often, but I haven't even seen him. But it's nice to catch up with him for a second, and then it was time to offload these logs. But we got quite a hill climb here to get up to his place. Here's the Credit Union and the Legion. You call this Porcupine Hill, and it is extremely steep and twisty, of course. This would not be a good spot coming down this hill with heavy equipment on to lose your brakes. Because once you get to the bottom, the hill just keeps going. There's a 4-way stop, and then the hill just keeps going. But anyway, we are here. Okay, load number 3 is ready to go. Bang! Another. We got some spruce here in the bottom, and the rest is all Scotch pine again. But that is pretty much it for the easy pick and stuff. Even that was taking a little bit more time to get in with the excavator and pluck it out. But like I said, unfortunately, this guy, he only wants 8-inch and above. So there's another load for sure, maybe even 2 of smaller stuff. You know, like 6-inch, 7-inch stuff. So I'll see if he has any use for it at all. If he doesn't, then I'll try to find someone that does, or it will just be turned into firewood. I was going to send my drone up and get some footage because it's an absolutely beautiful night, and I haven't seen the property from above now that it's been mowed and some of these trees cleaned up and stuff. But it's 7:30 right now, and I still have to go in to my hometown, drop this load off, which is about a 50-minute drive, and then get it unloaded and then head back to my house, which is another 50-minute drive. So I'm looking at 10 o'clock before I get home, and I don't want to keep this guy waiting either. The drone would take 10 to 15 minutes, but 10 to 15 minutes honestly is it's time. It's time. But anyway, it is unfortunately time to get out of here. I would stay here in an absolute heartbeat. I got Tony with me. Wendell's at home with my wife and Bauer. But man, just listen though. Oh, love it. Alright, I guess we gotta jump in this thing and head on out of here. Take this load in. There is nothing like driving your truck through a field, especially with a trailer behind it. It's just something about it, being able to do that. I love it. We got all the gear sitting up top by the house. The burn. We've got some progress done in the burn, but man, I have been trying to get the local mill here to give me a price on material so that I can okay it, so that they can get it ready for 2 weeks. I still haven't got a price yet. But you can see there's a bunch of stuff left there, smaller stuff. I got some stuff on this side. You guys probably can't see that right now. Maybe. And then again, there's more smaller stuff through here. So either this guy will take it in the end, or I'll find somebody else that will take it, or I'll just, you know, sell it as campfire wood. There's some stuff there that's so close to 8 inches, but I'm not gonna give. And actually there's a couple pieces right there yet that are salvageable, that are not bad. But I'll wait until I get a load. But I'll wait until I get a full load, because I've got a full load on right now. There's another one right there. So there's a few still kicking around, but not enough for a load right now. So I'll wait until I do have a full load. And then I'll make another trip. But lock up my little fence, my little gate here, my chain gate, and head on out. Okay, so it is the next morning, and it is an absolutely beautiful morning. It's supposed to get extremely hot again today though. Yesterday was actually bearable. Last night was beautiful. My parents actually stayed back to the camp last night. First time my mother's ever stayed in. But a beautiful morning here. It was about 10:30 when I got home last night, so I didn't shoot this last night. Honestly, I wanted to get inside and get something to eat. Hey Tony. And go to bed. But Wendell took care of the family yesterday while Tony was hanging out with me, working. This is something I've never seen before. We've been here for 4 or 5 years now. I've never seen the pond dry. So it's a good time to go down and clean the leaves and stuff out of it, if I get around to it. And I'll probably just have to put some water of the well into it, because I've never seen this. Usually those 2 4-inch pipes have water coming out of them non-stop. So this is something very, very crazy. But the grass in here turned out really well. This has been a work in progress in here, and for whatever reason this year it really took off, which is great. You know, this is the dog pen. This will be a nice selling feature for when we sell the house. It's funny, we did this with seed, and we did this all by hand. This was all trees and swamp and stuff in here before I started. I think there's probably 30 loads of fill in here, on top of topsoil and rocks and all that stuff. Obviously this didn't look like this, but the lawn we actually had sodded, and that looks terrible. Cinch bug get into that down here, did well. I'm assuming because of all the shade. Anyway guys, that's it for this one. The truck performed amazing again, as it always seems to. Got the logs hauled off. There's still some smaller stuff there, which I'll have to deal with later on, but for now, that's it. Stay tuned for more videos, of course, on the Homestead, and then lots more videos on the trucks and the equipment and all that. Busy times here, busy times. Anyway, till next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.